Before we dive into today's episode, I have something truly special to share. Next September, I'll be leading an intimate women's retreat through the south of France and northern Italy, and you're invited. Picture this: mornings exploring the colorful markets of the French Riviera, afternoons sipping wine, and a hotel view with golden Mediterranean sunsets. Whether you love photography, food, or just want to reconnect with your playful creative self, this trip is designed for you. Spots are limited, so if all this sounds like your kind of adventure, please visit tourwithabsolutely.com and look for the tour France and Italy with Crystal. You can also send me a message or check out the show notes. Hey guys, my name's Crystal Kenny, and I'm in love with creating. All things artistic and imagination involved. I'm an American girl who chased her creative dreams all the way to Paris, France, making a living using photography. This podcast takes you inside the stories of all the artsy folks I've met along the way and gives you that extra push to discover your creative gifts. The desire to create is deeply inside each and every one of us, and I give you the tools and inspiration to find a new way of living a more creative life. This is La Vie Creative, the podcast. So welcome to the show, Fred. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on board today. I'm good, yeah.
It was lovely to finally meet you. We've been planning to do things with Creative Mornings for a long time now, and then I actually met you at a wedding. So
yeah, that's a funny encounter, yeah.
Yeah, the world is small. But I always like to talk about where people are from and what brought them to Paris.
So, in my case, I was born in Paris, but actually the last 10 years I was in Hong Kong. So, and I came in Paris just like a year ago. It was a bit of a starting of, restarting a life and restarting a network and all of that.
Yeah, did it feel weird to come back after 10 years? It's like coming to a different home.
Yeah, because after 10 years, I would say the city changed. I used a lot Google Maps, and all my little stars were basically permanently closed. So
no!
Yeah, I was sad at the beginning, and then I was like, okay, but you know what? It's a fresh start. Initially, I didn't wanted to come to Paris. It's more my girlfriend wanted to be here. So I was a bit reluctant, but it turned out it was cool to rediscover Paris, especially on the other side. I used to be more like the 18, more like the north, and now we're on the south. So yeah.
You changed sides, the left and right bank. It's like this whole rivalry.
Yeah, I'm on the posh side now. It's it's terrible.
You've upgraded. The posh side. I love it. So you are a new media artist and designer. Tell us more about your work.
Yeah, so I was sort of like a Swiss knife art director, and that involved designing 2D, 3D images, either pre-rendered or real-time, and for all kind of output. I have clients, could be like museums or brands, institutions, and all of that. And yeah, I go under the umbrella of new media, so something new coming, like mixed reality or AI, I jump into it because I'm super excited about it, and then I swallow it and incorporate it to a project.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about that. I know a lot of artists are intimidated by AI. Sounds like you're jumping in. What are your feelings about how it's going to change your work?
For me, AI really depends where you are on your career. I guess my job as an art director is to be the buffer between a client who generally doesn't really know what they want, at least visually, and the production part. So me, I'm the glue in the middle, and so AI just help me somehow, or at least it can replace actually some jobs or people I may use to hire actually to work for. So for me, it brings me more flexibility, and it make me working faster. But I would be a junior, especially graphic designer or photographer, I guess I would be devastated because my job would be almost gone. But in my position, I think it's a good tool, and I think as well it sort of challenged people to be much better than they used to be. I guess the fact that AI actually is able to replicate illustrations of photos so easily is because actually we keep repeating the same task most of the time until now. So now we have to really force ourselves to produce something that hasn't been done yet. So it's a bit scary, but sometimes it's going to push us as artists to do something new. I think it's good.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, it's not going away. It's here to stay. So we just have to learn how it can help us, how we can grow with it. But like
Mm-hmm.
you said, a lot of artists are like, "Oh, I'm losing my job." But I think, it's just like when records came or tapes or whatever, like we all just adapted and found new ways to work with it. And you mentioned about like the client generally doesn't know what they want. Like as a creative person, as a creative director, do you find that often that you kind of have to like tell people what they want, like creatively?
I mean, usually the client is they know in their scope is like a marketing agency or a consulting firm. They know the scope, but they don't know how to translate it narratively or visually. So even sometimes they don't know if they need to do an event or they need to do like an online campaign, etc. So I'm here to offer visual and technical solutions. And yeah, and as well, I need to sort of educate them as well, even how to give feedback on the work I deliver. I don't want them to tell me, oh, I don't like the red, but maybe we should try orange. It's like that's not going to help. But I need to tell them, oh, tell me how do you feel? Oh, I feel uncomfortable for this, or I feel excited when I see this or that. So yeah, this is part of my work, just like the communicating around the media.
And how has that evolved over the years? Like, are more people interested in events now, or is it still like very much digital? I'm sure like there's different like trends among what's popular.
Um, well, that's a tough question for me because I do change the job a lot. I mean, I started my career, I was doing like 2D animation, and then I went to fashion videos and to uh, corporates and art installations. So I've been changing a lot because I get bored real quick. But I don't know where I would be in 10 years. Even in the different agency I work for at the moment as a freelancer, a lot of people are quite young. And I don't know where the people of my generation are. I still have all classmates we talk to, but I don't know what's becoming. So it totally changed over the years. Some industry changed much faster than others. Um, but I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know what's going to be in the future.
Yeah, it's constantly evolving. And as we talked about earlier with AI, it's just really hard to tell what's going to be the
Mm-mm-mm.
trend. And talk about who or what inspires your own work.
Who inspires me? I guess most of my inspirations come things when it not related to art. For example, like watching like a series or reading a book, and that's gonna maybe give me some ideas what to maybe execute in art. But I don't spend hours on Instagram scrolling stuff like that, or yeah, I don't spend my day watching images. I just basically I can have images myself in my head, and she's more I try to find reference to show a client what I have in my head because of course for a mood board, for example, you don't have to produce the images, so you have to find every equivalent. So yeah, inspiration comes for everything else but visual content, I think.
Yeah, it's like knowing a little bit about everything to bring one thing together. It's
Yeah,
coming
you
from.
have a discussion with a friend and then you make you spark an idea about a thing. More like, yeah, day-to-day events. Yeah.
How has travel inspired your work? I mean, you were in Hong Kong for a decade, now you're back in Paris. Has all that travel and different cultures affected your work?
Yeah, I mean, the project I work on, of course, there's a visual aspect, but there's always a visitor's journey. How do we enter the space? How do we interact with maybe different guests, a host? How do we interact with maybe visuals who have been projected on the wall? So culturally, not everyone do the same way. In Asia, they enter space in a specific way compared to a French person. They as well people have their own cultural background. In Asia, they are maybe less used to go to museums compared to French people, for example. So you have to take this in the balance. Consider people won't know this or won't know that, so you need to explain maybe better topic. When we talk about, I do a lot of project about ecological background or animal protections. You need to consider what's the local culture about this, and is it a topic people discuss about it or not? And yeah, the travel, I guess, helped me to at least realize it's different from one place to another, and how to adapt and for the person to have the best experience.
Yeah, it changes the way your mind is working. You're not an autopilot. It's like a totally different culture, a totally different feeling. So I'm sure it affected, what you created there. And moving on to Creative Mornings, you are a creative director for Creative Mornings. Tell us more about this group.
Yeah, so when I arrived in Paris, about a year ago, I didn't know how to restart my network or find new clients here. And I just talked to an old mates of mine, and he told me, "Oh, it's all about the word of mouth. If you don't know anyone, you're in trouble. But if you know everyone, then nonstop you're gonna be cold." And of course, I didn't know anyone after 10 years, so I was like, "Okay, I need to reactivate my network as fast as possible." I looked a bit on groups online, like a Meetup, for example, and there was as well a Creative Morning that I knew from Hong Kong. Actually, the one in Hong Kong is one of the oldest active. I think they just did their 10 years now. And I was like, okay, great. I'm going to join Creative Morning here in Paris. But it was stopped for a few years because of COVID. And a friend of mine, Catherine Herneux, which has also come back from Hong Kong almost the same time as me. She was interested to restart the Creative Morning in Paris, what they call the chapter of Paris. And then we're like, okay, when we consider the amount of work available on our side. We did an interview with HQ, which is based in New York, to show our good intention, the network we can bring to Parisians, and then we started it. Luckily, there was already a bit of a database of previous attendees. There's a bit of marketing stuff in place, so it was not too hard to recreate a community. And real quick, yeah, it took birth in February 2024, and now it's been almost a year.
Wow, that's exciting to bring it back, because like you said, COVID kind of killed all that stuff.
Yeah, when we restarted, basically we did one post on the existing channel, it was Instagram, I think, and we say, okay, we are back, and we got so many nice feedback from people. People are basically waiting for it to come back to life.
And talk a little bit about how the program runs, like how often, and you have about a 20-minute presentation and everyone. The whole purpose is to be able to meet before work.
Yeah, so basically every city can do its own kind of program. We have a lot of flexibility from the HQ, but basically there's a few guidelines, which is the last Friday of every month. This month then is going to be January 31st. It has to be in the morning, and we need to offer free coffee, and then we have someone doing a presentation. There's a theme which has been decided by the HQ for every month and for every city in the world in the same time. And they give us a couple of marketing tools, there's illustrations being shared among all the cities, and then it's on our side to find a speaker who's going to match to the theme, and then to as well maybe complement with something else. If we want to do a icebreaker at the beginning, or if we have someone to present another project or coffee, etc., we more or less do whatever we want on that side.
And you have to find a location, you have to find presenters, you have to find coffee, and everyone is volunteering, correct? It's all free.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about Creative Morning, because there's no, we don't have any income. we know some other cities they succeed to get a sponsor. We got few times sponsorship from like Adobe, for example, or sometimes we have like the coffee. They're willing to give for free like a staff to come to make some coffee, but yeah, everything is volunteer. So we need to find venues and speakers and all of that. In the same time, is very cool because it helps us to sort of rediscover the city, explore, visit here and there, and thanks to that, we just met so many people. But it is very time consuming, and yeah, some months we've been a bit in stress about finding all the missing pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine finding all those things month to month, and even, the theme, you got to find the right person, and like, I guess you're doing a lot of word of mouth, you're doing a lot of networking to bring all this together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's how it works. Now we are like four person in the core of the team. So there's Catherine I was mentioning before, and as well like Celine and Willem join us as well. So now we try to split a bit the task between what we like to do. For example, Celine, she work in real estate and she loves discovering new locations. So just perfect for her. She like to do that. Willem work in consulting, so he's happy to work into like looking for sponsorship. So we all try to find a comfortable spot, because of course we do it this on our free time. And as well, like time to time, we ask the community of Creative Morning if anyone have to suggest someone they think would be suitable for a speaker. So a couple of speakers have been just through Creative Morning members, like their friend with their contact.
Yeah, it's a great group you have. It sounds like the perfect pairing to get everything done and to work together. And talk about the mission of Creative Mornings.
So the goal of Creative Morning, I guess it's one layer which is a bit maybe selfish. For example, for myself, is I'm happy to do some networking, so I'm able to maybe find new clients. Last year, I secured 2 projects actually thanks to Creative Morning. But on a larger scale, basically we want to offer like a creative moment for people, which is not after work, so not with a beer, but more like something in the morning with coffee to kickstart the day or maybe the weekend. And the idea is to create a creative community where we try to be as inclusive as possible, and when we try to invite as well like a wide variety of speakers, so not being stuck one field, but to be able to talk about everything as soon as the journey of a speaker is interesting and inspiring. And as well, we try to offer like to be a platform for everyone as like a message or we need some help before the speaker. We have a little session when we invite people to have 30 seconds to leave a message. I'm needing for help for that. I can trade some skills, this for that, etc. So basically try to create a little community that could help each other and be welcoming.
I love that. It's so great. And I like that you can like trade skills and, find inspiration. It's the perfect setup. And talk about some of the speakers this past year. Who are some of the people that spoke, and what did you learn?
So yeah, we got quite a wide variety of speaker and format. You went from something like very let's say scholar, when someone's speaking and then everyone's like quietly listening, to more interactive. For example, we got like a voice coach, and basically most of the session was us doing some weird sound with our voice, etc., and interacting with other attendees. So the format is very flexible, and we try to adapt to the speaker and the venue as well. And what else? And more personally, the kind of person I like to have on board is people who didn't get like a perfect like straight line career, but who more someone who has like personal questions. They try one job for 10 years and they didn't like it, and they do like a U-turn and they reopen another project, etc. Usually there's much more to learn about this tortuous career than a perfect straight line one. So we usually do an interview about the different person we want to invite, like beforehand, like a few months before. We have an interview with 2 or 3 members from the core team, and then we see what could be the nice format, and we help them to shape a presentation, see if we need to be interactive or not, etc.
I love that. Yeah, that's so fun to just try different things and they're little short moments like 20 minutes. It's like a TED Talk almost.
Yeah, I mean, TED Talk is a good inspiration for a format because you have to go straight to the point. You have to be efficient. In the morning as well, we don't want to be too draggy because it's early enough so people can go to creative morning and then go to work. So we still as well want to have this little moment of networking after the talk when people can discuss what has been said and maybe ask questions in private to the speaker. So we can't talk too long. Of course, some people would like to talk much longer than 20 minutes. We have like some big name will come this year, and of course, if they come, they would like to spend more time. But that's kind of like the format we have to. But yes, this strength as well, and just based on that constraint, we make it enjoyable for everyone.
And talk about where Creative Mornings is located. It's all around the world. Is it all around the United States? And anybody can attend?
Yeah, so Creative Morning starting in New York about 15 years ago, if I'm correct. And then they slowly spread out in the US and then in Europe. I guess Paris was one of the earlier location. And now there's about 300 cities, which is really worldwide. Literally every country has at least one. Even in France, I think maybe there was Marseille and Annecy at one point. And we all share like the same theme every month. So it's kind of cool to see which other cities, did they invite and how they shape the event. And as well, we have a lot of people coming to Creative Morning because they passing by Paris and they re-attend their Creative Morning in their own city, like in, let's say, London or New York. And they come just to see how it is in Paris. And as well, for them, they already know what to expect. So for them, it's an easy way to rebuild like a local network quickly.
It's like a Soho house.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. It's a bit like Soho House actually. Being a member back then, with something similar to that. When you know what to expect, and it's very efficient in that way.
And talk about how you would define creativity in your own words.
For me, creativity is to be able to solve a problem in an interesting way, at least. I mean, my field being art and design has to be interesting and visually stimulating. After maybe the question behind is how we became a good creative or not. There's a lot of work of how to place ourselves in the shoe of a client, what to really try to understand what they want. On my side, like I'm always balancing between design and art practice. Sometimes it's a bit more artistic, so I'm kind of listening myself, and sometimes I have to be more designer, so I try to listen more with the client. And after it's how to articulate as well, like an answer to a potential problem. So how do I share my message? Is it by writing or by visuals or by a physical experience?
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to define. It's a question I ask all my guests, and everyone has a different answer. And talk about some of the creative resources that have helped you on your way. Like, are there any places you go for inspiration, things you read, newsletters? Where do you look when you're not feeling inspired?
Yeah. I would say for maybe inspiration, I like to go to fairs, like digital fairs, when they invite speakers in an amphitheater, and the person talked about 2 hours about his work, his or her work. Last year I've been to Kick in Belgium, but in Paris there's plenty. Every few months there's fairs coming. Like I guess in March there's like Museum Connection in Paris happening as well. Be an opportunity to talk with other creative, just discussing about various topic. If the event is well curated, I guess you have a nice agenda about lately a bit more about AI or stuff like that. I attend a lot of meetups as well. which is like a bit more informal after work. But he helps to feel what's on the market, because on my side, a bit more artistic field, but it's good to see what's in the industry. For example, how they use AI for like a corporate company, for example, how they use, like, for example, ChatGPT, and that can give a lot of insights, a lot of like ideas on the technical aspect.
Yeah. No, it's definitely like, it sounds like most of your inspiration comes from, working with other people or meeting up with other people.
Yeah, there's a lot about like discussing with my peers. But that's what I'm trying to recreate here in Paris. It takes some time, but in Hong Kong, Hong Kong is not too big first, and after a decade, you start to know almost everyone. So when you have a question or you want to know tech, I really have like a few little WhatsApp groups like, hey guys, what do you think about this or that? And boom, right away I got the latest information, and that's really helping. So yeah, having his own community in our field is very useful.
Definitely. And what's the best advice you've ever been given?
I guess the best advice I give usually is life is only once. At least once we can remember the time. So I remember someone giving an interview, and she was saying that, and that struck me, like that was maybe a decade ago. I think we always have the impression that we will be able to do things later. Oh yeah, maybe when I'll time, I will do that trip, or when I have time, I will try this bit of career. But at the end, we never do it. But when you remember that, okay, actually, life is just once, you have like, okay, you have to do it now, or it's not going to happen. So yeah, I like to pull that out of my hat sometime to advise some friends.
Definitely. It's all about taking action in the moment, and, tomorrow is not promised. So yeah, there's so many people that want to write a book or change careers, but they're like, do it, next year. But it's all about just starting that first step. And where can people connect with you and see this work and check out all your things you're doing?
To connect with me, usually people land on my website or my Instagram when I try to post news about what's been out or what's coming soon. I have a newsletter as well when I post time to time information about that. And or they come to Creative Morning and they come to talk to me.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for sharing everything today, and I can't wait to see what you'll do next.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Thanks so much for tuning in to La Vie Creative. You can find more information on MissParisPhoto.com. And if you enjoyed this show, please feel free to share and spread the word for all my creative guests. We have the power to help them to keep doing what they love. See you next time.